Welcome to another episode of the Sports Bros. I'm here with my boys. We're excited to talk about sports. Of course, I'm back in my hometown right now, Cali. Everybody else is back out there in Washington, but we got some good topics to talk about today. First of all, let's talk about some stats that we going into the NBA. Man, I seen Kevin Durant play his first game, and very impressed with that Suns team. I know it was against a team that doesn't have much to play for, supposedly, but I'm ready to watch them play against some better teams and see where it goes from there, guys. So let's talk.
Let's do it. Throw it down, man.
You're the one with the stats, Alan. You go first.
Oh, you want me to
Yeah,
break it off? Okay,
break it
all
I don't
right,
out.
here
even
we
know what
go,
we're
guys.
talking about.
So I just want to say a couple of things real quick about the season so far and what we talked about last week and how especially you, KJ, we're saying, and I agreed with you as far as if he was truly hurt. Um, Giannis is back. And the one thing that really has been impressive for me is that they actually won. What they win 2 or 3 games while he was out, and one of those games was it against Boston just earlier this week?
Let me double check.
He
Oh
said
yeah, it
out.
was. Yeah, they beat Boston.
I think he said
Okay, and that was without Giannis, and now
out.
he's back and looking like he never missed a beat. And one of the things that I really want to stress about that team is Holiday is looking like he did that last year he was at UCLA when they went to the Final Four, man. And we were all talking. Everybody, especially he talks about how Williams is the key to uh, Boston. In the postseason, I think Holiday is going to be a big part of how far that team goes this year. They're firing on all cylinders. They've taken over the number one spot in the conference. I mean, come on now, those are some numbers for you guys right
That's,
there. But what I
that's very
really want to
impressive.
get into,
Very,
what's that, man?
so that's very impressive because I didn't think when Giannis. Remember, like I was talking last week when Giannis was hurt, and I wanted to see somebody step up from that team. They proved me wrong. Now that Holiday actually stepped up for the regular, they have a big chance now. So we got
And
to see.
and he also got some help from Lopez. Lopez actually had a couple of really good games, and he's actually led that team in scoring like a handful of times in the last couple of weeks too.
Can I ask,
Even when Giannis was on the court. So they're getting play from they're getting significant contributions from guys that you wouldn't normally expect it from, but guys that actually did a lot of good things for them when they won the championship a few years back. So
Uh,
was
watch out for Milwaukee. Watch out for Milwaukee.
Amos, one thing before you go, they beat the Celtics before the All Star break. The three teams they beat when Giannis was gone was the Bulls, who suck, the Heat, who suck, and Phoenix without KD.
yeah, and
So
that's
not the
the thing.
Celtics.
Over the years, the Celtics and Bucks have kind of swing back and forth. They just know each other's style. I was also going to ask that last game: was it in Boston or Milwaukee? I'm gonna guess Milwaukee. Or
I think it was in Boston, wasn't it?
It
No,
was in Milwaukee.
It was in
okay,
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
so to play I think just a small bit. Great win, especially without Giannis. It's a great win for
No, he
Milwaukee.
did play. Giannis played.
Hey, Amos. So I think Boston's got the best away record in the league, though.
You know
Yeah,
who's
for
got
sure.
the worst, or damn near close to the worst? Damn Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, yeah.
We're not talking about the Grizzlies though,
I'm
bro.
just saying, I'm tired of that team. They're
All right,
20,
so
21 and
so
3 at
that's
home, and then like 10 and 21 on the road. They
So,
suck.
so did Giannis? So did Milwaukee beat the Celtics with or without Giannis? Then
With
Right.
Giannis.
they beat him with them.
It,
So
He said it
Giannis,
was
but
last week
but
before the All Star break.
but
okay,
yeah, Giannis played, but Drew Holiday had 40.
okay.
that's a big help. So what did you guys? Did you guys all watch
So
Kevin Durant
so
play?
so
Oh
I
yeah,
got a
that's what
little
Alan
I got
wanted
a
to get
little bit
into.
of analytics for you guys. First of all, I want to address Amos because we got into it a little bit about McCollum last week. And so I and it just
No,
I
that
wasn't
was
really
me.
looking for anything.
That was
I wasn't
KJ.
really looking
That was
for
KJ.
anything, but it just kind of popped up, and then so I started looking through it, and this is just some analytics for you, bro. He's a great regular season player, but when it comes to the postseason, his numbers dip significantly, significantly, like almost 3-point difference in scoring. He's never really been a facilitator because he is a shooting guard, but everybody, you guys were talking about he was a big part of that team going to the finals that year that they lost to was it the Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh, the
What's
Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, the Western Conference Finals. Was it that year? And then they get swept? And
Yes.
everybody wants to put all the blame on Dame, but Dame came to play. He showed up for that series, and nobody else did. And that's basically all I was really trying to say about that whole situation is that he gets no help.
So
He's consistent all year long, and then when it comes to the postseason, everybody just kind of folds on that team.
So just to be clear, Alan, you got actually into it with KJ about CJ McCollum. I think you
Oh,
and
it
I got
wasn't
into
KJ? It wasn't you?
yeah.
All right, that's all right, man. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We all get
But
into
here's
we all get into so many arguments, man. Especially the guy. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to, man. So it's hard to remember the argument,
all right, all right. I'll try to keep it straight. I'll keep a little
But
tab from now on.
KJ,
But
we
anyway, KJ, that is all I had to really say about that. And I mean, look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing now. He's scoring now, but that team isn't winning anything. If he was such a significant part of anybody's game plan, you would think that he could actually, like you said, be a leader and actually kind of carry that team, because there's talent minus Williamson. There's talent on that team
So
minus Williamson.
what I want to say to that is that when we were talking about it, when we were talking about how Damian Lillard has led a team, and you said he's a great leader, and I said, what does he led him to? And I said that in 2018 they lost to the Pelicans in the first round. If you look at it, CJ McCollum averaged 25 points to Dame's 18 that playoff series, and they
Hold
got
on.
swept, and they were the 1 seed.
Yeah, but
CJ performed. Dame didn't.
But let me tell you, that year that they went to the Western Conference Finals, Dame did everything he could in his. He only had what? If you actually look at it, he had one good series, and that was against the Nuggets. He didn't show up
And
against the Warriors.
Who did?
McCollum.
McCollum?
Yeah, he didn't show up against the
look
Warriors.
at
What year was
And
that?
Dame beat
that
OKC
was
by
2 years
himself.
ago. 3
Huh?
years ago.
That was over
Yeah.
2 years ago, because wasn't KD on the team?
It was 3 years ago. The
KD
year
was
before
on
the
that.
bubble. So that was what, 2019?
Yeah, and he took that team all the way to the Western Conference Finals on his back.
But KJ, you're talking about one season that he actually did something. How many times has Dame led that team?
He has, but I'm saying, where has he led it? He's led it. I give Jokic crap. I can't just give Jokic crap for playing like shit in the playoffs when Dame has had them. Yeah, they haven't done the best to put the best pieces around him, but who wants to go to Portland? They've done their best to put pieces around him, and he still has only gotten to one Western Conference Finals.
But like we talk about,
And
that's
if
a
you're talking about that series against Golden State, there was no KD actually, and
Yeah, bro, but there's
CJ
three other Hall of Famers on that team.
I know. No, what I'm saying is I was wrong. There's no KD. But if you look at that series, Dame averaged 22.3 and CJ averaged 22. It was a 0.3 difference. You guys act like CJ McCollum is this bad player. He was shooting what? He shot 35 from 3.
No.
They were getting blown out in the fourth quarter.
Okay, but you're making it seem like Dame was the only contributor when CJ contributed 0.3 less points.
Can you say something here?
He contributed literally 1 less point that series. Dame contributed 89 points that 4-game series, and CJ McCollum contributed 88.
You're talking about one series, though, bro.
These are the two series you guys bring up.
Series.
These are the two series you bring up.
Who's been the leader of that team?
He's been the leader of the team, but where has he led them?
To Western Conference Finals.
One.
No.
The same as many as Luka. To one in how many years?
Hey, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard now.
It's hard. I'm gonna tell you right now. If that man ever does take that team to the finals and wins it, he is gonna be the real GOAT.
So
Not
if it's
Jordan,
so hard, if it's so
LeBron,
hard, if it's so
Batman.
hard, why do people talk shit about LeBron when he moved to the West that he
Because he
chose the
moved.
easier conference?
Look at the loyalty that Dame had compared to LeBron. LeBron had to move to win a championship, guys. Get that right.
That has
Don't
nothing
put
to
that-
do with
don't
it.
put that
That's
same-
not what I'm
Don't
saying.
put that same.
That's
hold
not
on,
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying.
KJ,
It's not
don't
about the
put that
championship.
same- hold
It's not
on.
about the
Don't put
championship.
that same- Don't put that same on Dame. Dame has been loyal to his city.
No.
He could have left
What-
anywhere if he wanted to.
No,
And
what
he
I'm
didn't
saying is, if you're saying it's so hard to win to get to another Western Conference Finals in the West, why do
because
people
he has
get?
nobody.
What are you
LeBron had
talking
somebody
about?
playing with them. Who has Dame had
did-
to
who
get him to
did-
the Western Conference Finals?
Who
Every
did he
year.
have when he went to the Western
Name the
Conference
best
Finals?
players that he's had every year to get him to the Western Conference Finals, and name the players that LeBron has had.
To the
How
Western
many
Conference
times
Finals.
How many times LeBron take Cleveland to the
Yeah.
Eastern
In the
Conference
East.
Finals?
In
No,
the
lose.
East.
And then how many
Hold on.
besides? Okay,
And
besides
had
look
nobody.
at
It
this. Look at
had
this. Besides,
nobody.
listen.
In the
Besides,
East.
And had
besides
nobody.
the first year when there was
The West.
Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and a bunch of bums, and then the year
And
the next year they won the championship with AD. LeBron has been injured every year since then.
To me, I
I don't really put the Lakers in that category of having, not having the resources to have players. Cleveland
that's
didn't have
why-
the resources to put players together, and he literally put that team on his back and dragged them through the postseason from the second year that he was in the league until he left
I mean,
Cleveland.
to me, that's why I don't like having Dame and LeBron even in the same category.
You can't really put them in that same conversation. I will give Dame credit. He's accomplished a lot, and I give him kudos for staying in Portland, which he could have left that team 6-7 years ago. Excuse me the language.
And let's be honest. Let's be honest too, though. Like to your guys' point, like CJ McCollum, I really like CJ. But yeah, he's really been you guys wouldn't say he's an elite second option, right? And so for me, that's basically his best wingman. Obviously, you had LaMarcus Aldridge, but he didn't even have LaMarcus Aldridge for that long, right? So
no, he didn't.
And then what's been his third best option? Either Wesley Matthews, who left a few years back, or the big man.
They all
Jared
left the same year. All his starters left the same year. LaMarcus Aldridge, Nicholas Batum, Wesley Matthews, and whoever their center was. He was the only starter that stayed.
Yeah, so then to that point though, it's just Colum, and then you have the center. How do you say it? It's Jurek? How do you say his name?
Nurkic.
So I mean, he just really had
this whole year.
Portland. I mean, and then that's what I said. I don't like comparing LeBron and him because again, Portland is a franchise that's just you need homegrown talent to typically win. LeBron, LA is back in comparison to one. If you want to compare it to Cleveland, sure. And so it's Cleveland had a superstar and you had a team. You had someone, Efren. I know you don't want to hear this, but he did take him to the finals before he had to move. So yeah, to your point, he did have to move to win, but he also took those teams to the finals, and he didn't really have a lot of talent. I think it's a bad comparison.